Welcome to TKR. I'm Kennedy Hall. Okay, the Supreme Court leak has been confirmed. And Justice Roberts came out and did that, and he said this is authentic. Now, Justice Roberts is kind of squishy, he's kind of a coward, so he said this isn't going to be necessarily the decision because, we don't actually know till the fat lady sings sort of thing. But he said it's authentic, and that's exactly what we'd expect out of these judges, that they would vote against Roe versus Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey versus Planned Parenthood. And there is one thing that has to be discussed, and that is that these judges who will be striking the biggest blow to abortion in the Western world are judges who were appointed by Donald Trump. Donald Trump has many flaws. He has many flaws. He was terrible on the lockdown. As much as we want to give him the benefit of the doubt because you're a mega conservative or whatever, we have him to thank, sadly, for a lot of the fallout over the last 2 years. He shouldn't have trusted Fauci and Dr. Birx and others. I mean, he made big mistakes. He kind of flinched, and they caught him on it. He didn't come through with promises, other promises that he suggested. He talked about himself being a pro-family president, but he didn't really do a lot for marriage and things like that and what we would hope. But one thing that he did do is he appointed 3 judges. And he made his intention to be the most pro-life president in history very clear at the 2020 March for Life, just before the lockdown. So here's a clip we're going to watch. It was from EWTN about Donald Trump's speech. And I think now, just over 2 years later, we can look back at this and we can say, yeah, he was telling the truth. So let's just watch this together.
At the United Nations, I made clear that global bureaucrats have no business attacking the sovereignty of nations that protect innocent life. Unborn children have never had a stronger defender in the White House. And as the Bible tells us, each person is wonderfully made. We have taken decisive action to protect the religious liberty. So important, religious liberty has been under attack all over the world and, frankly, very strongly attacked in our nation. You see it better than anyone, but we are stopping it. And we're taking care of doctors, nurses, teachers, and groups like the Little Sisters of the Poor. We are preserving faith-based adoption. And to uphold our founding documents, we have confirmed 187 federal judges who apply the Constitution as written, including 2 phenomenal Supreme Court justices, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. We are protecting pro-life students' right to free speech on college campuses. And if universities want federal taxpayer dollars, then they must uphold your First Amendment right to speak your mind. And if they don't, they pay a very big financial penalty, which they will not be willing to pay. Sadly, the far left is actively working to erase our God-given rights, shut down faith-based charities, ban religious believers from the public square, and silence Americans who believe in the sanctity of life. They are coming after me because I am fighting for you, and we are fighting for those who have no voice, and we will win because we know how to win.
He said, we're fighting for those who have no voice, and we will win. Well, to give that guy credit, that might just be the case. That was said in 2020, and at the time he said they had appointed 2 Supreme Court justices who were pro-life, and it was only 2 at that point, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. You remember the whole Brett Kavanaugh saga? That was crazy. But then in the fall, Amy Coney Barrett came in, and she was put through, and people doubted her fortitude. She was sort of a Scalia judge, sort of under his guidance historically, and they weren't really sure. But it seems on this issue, she's rock solid. And he said, never have we had a stronger defender of life in the White House. This is just objectively the case. You can say everything about his faults, and there are many. There are many, many, many faults that Donald Trump had. But if this thing goes through, which it looks like it will just be the fact, historically, that it was Donald Trump and his activity as president of the United States, for all his faults, warts and all. He put the judges on the court that might bend the moral arc of history in the right direction. And finally, he talked about religious liberty, and I know that topic's a difficult one to approach, but if we understand it in the perspective of there were unjust censures against good Christians, and they did what they could to uphold that, to go against that and to uphold their right to believe in the one true God and profess the Christian faith. When he says he appointed 187 judges, those are to the lower courts. Those have been important to a degree that people underestimate. Things go to the Supreme Court when they have to, but you'd rather have judges on lower courts who can deal with them in a way that is constitutional and in the favor of sanity. And that's something that is happening as well. So Donald Trump, he's not my savior. He's not King David. He doesn't have to be. But objectively speaking, he seems to be the man who put in motion the greatest pro-life win in modern history. So God bless that man. And pray that this thing goes through and that there will be continual support for the pro-life cause. And remember that the fight is just beginning. If you've enjoyed this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can check out how to support us in the description. Thank you for all the support. It's been wonderful, and we're going to keep this coming. We've got pretty much daily videos at this point. So thank you to my team, and thank you to everybody involved. This has been the Kennedy Report. Until next time, God bless.